People, and it's your host for today. I'm back, people. Welcome to the Streets of Entrepreneurs, and I will be your host today in this late night tonight. And we'll be running around like 10:46 in Eastern Time. But we've been busy, people. It's been a lot going on, a lot going on. And today is Tell It Like It Is Tuesday. Yeah, the basis of Tell It Like It Is Tuesday is just basically to keep it authentic and real. A little unfiltered to an extent. Try to keep it a little bit cordial still. But today also I wanted to get into basically tell like it is because I wanted to talk about current events today because it's like really bad that a lot of us don't have a clue what's going on in the world. Seriously. One thing I would always say is that I'm not really into, let's say, the conspiracy theories and politics, but you have to just pay attention. And one thing that I'm telling people you have to really pay attention to, Mother Nature. Yes. I'm not really into a lot of religion things, but I know for a fact Mother Nature helped cause the flood. That makes sense? And right now, people, we have some of the worst natural disasters going on and calamities going on. Like, literally. In a matter of a month, we done had about, around 4 to 5 different earthquakes and volcanoes go off. We have one actually going live right now in Hawaii. I think it's the Kauai volcano, or is it in Kauai, Hawaii? I think it's Ka. Please don't. They gonna troll me for that one. But yes, it's going live and has become a new tourist attraction. Yeah, you know. But also in the midst of that, we had about in 2 weeks 7. How many floods, baby? We got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We had around 8 floods going on. As you know, the big one was in Texas, and then we had a couple recently in DC. But no lie, honestly, people, South Korea has made history for the amount of water it had got within the last couple of days. It rained for 5 days straight in South Korea. They never experienced that in 120 years. I'm telling you, people, it's some biblical going on right now. Now, let's even go crazier. Another thing, like I say, people, we've been watching all these movies, right? Like, one of my favorite movies is 2012. And you remember in all of these movies, right? You know what's the first thing that people be paying attention to and notice when something about to happen? Animals. You ever notice that in every calamity movie, right? I don't care what it is. Animals always are like, listen, I'm getting the hell up out of here. I know something is happening before you people do. So right now, to make this correlate, people, is that we have Yellowstone Mountain, which is a big national park with a whole bunch of animals in the United States of America. So look at it like our baby Sahara Desert type thing, or Serengeti jungle. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Right now, for the last couple of days, have been thousands of sightings of animals leaving in packs and herds of Yellowstone Mountain. None of this is AI generated because that's another big thing that is becoming an issue. But people, it is. You can literally get on the internet and watch people live cameras now to be like, hey, that is real. And we have, yes, one of the biggest magnitudes of animals right now, people leaving Yellowstone Mountain. You gotta ask yourself why. And then, all right, so that's basically Mother Nature for you right now. And what is going on? They said that an earthquake happened around Yellowstone around July 11th, which was about a couple days ago. Like, boy, oh boy. Another thing I wanted to talk about too is why ain't nobody talk about that spear that they found in Colombia that was flying around with hieroglyphic things and doing all type of magnetic alien stuff, and we don't know nothing about it yet. Also, the next biggest discovery besides that was the pyramids that we still have. I don't even think they teaching the kids about the pyramids discovery right now. The pyramids have, well, under the pyramids have been discovered all type of chambers and tunnels and systems that are bigger than the Empire State Building, which is magnificent, the amount of whatever is under that sand. But that is your current events to keep you up to date, people. Why? Because there's a lot of things going on in the world, people, and you should know what's going on. So maybe it'll maybe make you take things a little bit more serious and appreciate life. Now, moving forward, I wanted to get into next is, I do not like it, but politics. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is because of my daughter over here. And I'm gonna just add on. There's a couple other people I wanted to throw names in there. They know who they are. But the reason why we want to talk about politics real quick, let me make sure the mic ain't messing up, is a lot of people do not understand the government, how it's structured, who has the power, and things in that manner. Like a person told me today, the governor has access to the nuclear codes. I know, people. I know. I don't know how. That's why I put "we are getting dumb" at the end of this post, because I don't know how people just be saying and believing things with these smartphones and then sit in your face because of conspiracy theories and massive information and be like, yo, the books is made up, so I'm gonna just make up some shit too in my head because, yes, the governor can start a nuclear war. And what was it movie with Bruce Willis? And what Bruce Willis movie? What alien movie, Independence Day movie, did anybody ever see a governor do anything in that magnitude? Can somebody show me a movie, please? Because I'm trying to figure out what do people be listening to and watching. And why am I referencing this is because immigration, the immigration thing that's going on. But not even just that. People don't understand how much power Trump has right now, or as imposing as a president, and the basis of the power of the president. So within the government, you have three branches, which is the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. Your legislative branch is your Congress. Congress is like your people that you see in all of these buildings that make all of these laws and help with the laws and things in that manner. Yeah, executive is basically the superpower above them or in between them with the president. Then you have your judiciary system, which is your courts, like your state and federal. Now, of course, you have different things where Congress can veto, and executive, they can't just make all type of laws, whatever the case may be. But what has happened, people, is that every person that was in, let's say, these different legislative office or Congress office that did not agree with his policies or plans are not in office no more. So strategically, yes, he definitely has his hands into the system. But as in what I was getting at, can, let's say for an example, a governor tell the military to stop what they're doing and come and work the state of Georgia, for an example? No, it does not work like that. They call the National Guard, yes, but the higher power of calling the Marines has to come from somebody higher up. The person said that the CIA is helping run the government. I mean, is the puppets behind the government. If you go and Google it, the CIA wasn't invented until like around, like, I think the 1800s or 1980s. Wait, matter of fact, hold on. Let's look at it. Let's ask Siri. Hey Siri, when was the CIA invented? So, boom, here we go. The CIA was started and founded in 1947, people. There's no way that they have infiltrated, let's say for an example, for the conspiracy theory people that look like me, that are just watching too much stuff, that they have amassed enough power to supersede the founding fathers of America. Okay? They only been around for a couple years. You can't do that much in a couple years. I was telling a person, they said that they play parts in the banking system. The government doesn't even play parts in the banking system, people. And with the amount of information that we have to, let's say, bypass and read between the lines, and people aren't, it's just crazy. Crazy. And people will sit in your face and really try to debate and argue with you and have not one inclination of information, have not looked up anything, and don't have a research skill in their body. They just going off, I don't know what they're watching. Why do I say that too? Also, because if you're watching what's going on in the news, they have been locking up governors and mayors from trying to go into ICE facilities. If these people had that much power than the president, they would be able to get into these facilities freely. Wasn't the president just in Alcatraz, alligator Alcatraz, shooting the whole video? I swear I did not see the mayor or the governor in that video. Maybe I gotta look at it again. Oh yeah, that was in Texas. Pardon me. So I was meaning like California, because I seen the California governor or whatever the guy name is running around here complaining and stuff on massive podcasts. But I'm just giving out basic common sense. If these people cannot go into, let's say, an establishment that is harboring citizens or humans that are outside of our constitutional rights, which they are supposed to uphold, then they don't have no power. So just being honest with people that don't understand politics right now. One thing we have to do, especially people that have melanated skin, we have to stop looking at politics with the emotional aspect of things like church or racism or social media. Social media has really played the biggest ploy in rewashing brains of people political wise. Now I see what that guy did that was the owner, what's his name? Peter Thiel, I think. Some Thiel. And you see how I could just say these names off my head, right? Because I've actually been paying attention to what's going on in this world. Especially how it would affect me in the next 5 to 10 years or maybe 10 to 20 years for my kids. And that's where I'm starting to understand that a lot of people are just content and happy to just be barely making it and not seeing nothing for the future of nothing but their damn selves. Just being honest. On top of that, people have been, let's say, it's a lot of natural disasters, for example, but in a lot of urban neighborhoods have been a lot of violence and death. So that means time is of the essence. I don't know why people think that I'm about to teach my children or somebody else to go waste their life spending 40 hours out of the week or 8+ years in a school system that is not even teaching these kids the understanding of the government. Terrible. And we have to do something about it, people. And we have to speak up. That's why I had to hurry up and get on here today. Do this in front of my baby so we get this done and started. Oh, we got some chats on here today, people. I know I need more followers and stuff, people, but we're gonna work this organically. We starting off new any which way. And shout out Kick, because what we doing today, we're not on Twitch today. Twitch is a little bit more competitive. I like Twitch though. But we're doing YouTube and Kick today. We're supposed to be on TikTok, but we'll get on TikTok another time to stream. We're going to edit this out. And like I said, it's tell it like it is Tuesday. And most of those are like robots and stuff in the beginning since I ain't booming yet. And then I ain't on Twitch. You know, Twitch start the shows differently, the chat interfaces. But we're on YouTube for now, and Kick. I like Kick. Kick is a little bit more easier to start off. But I basically, the main platforms I like is TikTok and Facebook, because now Facebook deals with like basically, small inner city and community. But moving forward, people, the basis of a lot of this I'm saying is for us to start looking as forward thinkers. A lot of us are still, like I said, are content, blindsided, and we are still playing the game of checkers and other people are playing chess. And then some of us that are playing chess are not understanding the positions that we play or what position that we are. A lot of us are pawns that will never make it to the other side of the board, and some of us are. I will be developing a book and writing a book on this also. So shout out to everybody that's been supporting, but I will be writing an economics book on this because they said by 2050, the African American household in the United States of America will drop to the median of 0. And I had to talk to a person about it today to get them to understand. They was like, "Yeah, we got people that own stuff like Will Smith and and maybe let's say Case or not." I'm talking about. All right, so bam, the statistics of it. That's why I tell my daughter, numbers don't lie. So for the statistics, right? What they're looking at is ownership. Ownership meaning how long does the dollar value stay in the African American culture or community? 60 seconds. Sorry to be so blunt. 60 seconds is how long the dollar stays in the black community. Every other nationality is way longer. Don't even want to get into it. Bare minimum of it, just ask yourself, how many corner stores do we own? That would make it very easy for you to understand. How many gas stations do we own? If they were to shut Walmart down, do we have anybody that has a franchise in Walmart? And there goes your understanding on why the median or the value or the appreciation will be that low. And what is this, 2025? So 2050 would be another 25 years, people. On top of that, next thing we're going to get into is AI. Why AI is going to be the push to make this happen faster. Why? Guess what's going on? Jobs. Jobs, people. What we're going into is a whole different society change with artificial intelligence being able to take the average job. So that means the average, let's say, is about, what, 4 million people in America. It's probably more, right? Let's say 4 million people. That means the average is about 2 million people. That's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that's not about to be in jobs, and then it's a lot going on, like I said, with these schooling, not teaching these children anything of the future. And AI is definitely taking jobs. They got all type of people on TikTok to where you could look up places where you go to your government sites and look up WARN acts or acts like that. WARN Act. I think that's in Texas, a brother was talking about. But the WARN Act is based on being able to go and find out what major companies, or if your company is about to, let's say, do a major layoff. Look at this list, people. Oh my God. I'm talking from Catholic Charities to Nesquik to Walmart, Amazon. It's ridiculous. What is the alternative? Is all I've been thinking about. I've been having flashbacks of a kid when he's always asks us in school, what do you want to be in 5 to 10 years? Or where do you see yourself being in 5 to 10 years? And that is a very good question right now. I'm watching massive videos on people talking about AI, the change. On top of that, the natural disasters. And then on top of that, the changing in laws. What the heck is we about to do 2, 4 to 8 years from now if we're not preparing ourselves now? A lot of people, like Earn Your Leisure, I'm going to say it. Earn Your Leisure and a lot of these Facebook, other podcast, entrepreneurial groups, I'm going to say, especially as a black culture, is a waste of time. Good information on them. And why I'm going to say this. All of these platforms for the last, since this hierarchy and technology and change, right? I've been noticing a lot of them are still breeding complacentness. That's how you pronounce it. They're breeding more workers, is what I want to say. Why? Watching an episode about them and they're talking about AI and they're like, clone yourself. And I get the whole gist of it, and I like the lady that was talking about it, but I'm not seeing nobody on here telling people to forget cloning yourself. Why am I saying this? Because you have to use all of these different platforms that we still don't own. with the technology that we have, literally you can make any app that you want, mimic it, copy it, get a Stripe payment button, trademark it, whatever the case may be, yours. Put it on the internet, you're accessing the world. That's it. Why are we still telling each other to go and put our, let's say, data and information into all of these other companies and still not own shit? Like, instead of telling people, yo, let's go keep investing in these, let's say, Robinhood apps, how about somebody make their own Robinhood app now since we have the technology? For an example, I'm in a credit repair. So instead of me constantly telling people to go to these different places to go use these apps for credit repair, how about I just make my own app, which I did, which is called consumerai.info. It's an AI chat system just based on law to help people make better dispute templates. But what we also added was AI agents into the system to help now as we go, where the AIs can now help you automate the whole dispute process, the redisputing process, the writing the letters and then mailing it all by itself. That's what we're trying to get into and upgrade the platform into. But my thing was, why would I want to go to, let's say, for an example, all of these sites that have been brought out in a matter of months for billions of dollars, instead of telling and teaching and telling other, let's say, coaches and people in my race to now build your own social media apps or build your own tools and apps to make your own, and then charge your subscription, get your money up, trademark it, and patent your idea, whatever the case may be, and own it. So this is definitely a target hit to every black podcast talking this bullcrap. The key right now, ownership. If we are not projecting anything in a nepotism way or ownership way, we are not going to get ahead in the future at all. Regardless of you talking about credit, money, financial literacy, real estate, whatever. Because we're too divided to last anything if anything goes worse. So you got, oh, I'm individually over here doing good. Or I'm individually over here with these 20 high, fake, bougie people over here. I'm over here with these 20, let's say, hood people over here. I'm with these 20 people from Beverly Hills. And then we got the French Canadians. By the time everything starts collapsing and happening and getting worse, that individuality is going to be outnumbered by the people that are not individuals. Which is like what they're doing now. All right, let's get into it. Why do you think that they're harassing immigrants? Especially the Latins and Spanish. Jobs, people. Money. It's all about money. America's in debt. One of the main reasons that that's adding to the debt is for immigrants sending money out the country. Also, they're taking the jobs and working the jobs better than everybody. So sorry to Billy and even us and Daquan. They're working the jobs better, faster. They're working together. Then they're monopolizing it. Just like the Arabs. That's why they don't want them here. It's not because of immigration. They was messing up the job market for everybody. Especially, you know what I was going to say. Because you got to remember, they own the contracting companies. They own the union companies and stuff like that. No union company was making money with a whole bunch of immigrants working all of them farms in California and even up where I'm at. None of these construction companies or major construction companies are making no more money like that unless they're getting government contracts because of immigrants taking this, doing businesses, starting businesses, working together. And then in a matter of 30, 40 days, they killing the game. They killing the game with credit, business funding. They giving them SSI, DSS, everything. And they're pooling that resource together. On top of that, sending that money back home to where $1 and a peso is probably 4 pesos. So now they done took $1 and flipped it. Oh, just sending money home to their peoples. And then they can always go home to their peoples and be good, even if things go bad here. Guess what? We can't do. So people, we have to start paying attention to that them little schematics of things. And what is the solution? My solution is boom, money. Get money. Meaning that it's time for us to now stop being workers and creators. We have to be the people that's making the businesses. We have to be the people that's making the bridges. We have to be, ask yourself, if they're amassing all of this data, who is amassing the data for us? Who is going to help now, let's say for an example, fix the robots, train them, and things in that manner. So we have to start looking at that instead of constantly being consumers. Even for the young boy case or not, after they just exposed him all over the internet and Time magazine. What is he going to do if things get bad? Because one thing I'm going to tell you that we have a nasty thing about us is people always love when you are falling and where you start to do wrong or when you start to lack the fake resources. Like, for example, P. Diddy. What happened to all of the friends and stuff? So you telling me that if you was really outside as even a famous person for the George Floyd riots and you thought that you was still about to just be a famous person and just walk around and chill and live in your little house over here and hope that you have enough money to pay security and dogs and stay up in there, it's only going to last for so long. And then you got to think with these different groups and the systematic racism, how many of them are now about to be like, yeah, we're about to keep the content guy here to crack jokes? Then ask yourself, why would I even want to be the content person, the joke person when things get real? I'm about to be a jester when I go into the bunkers with everybody. We definitely got to get our together, definitely. And shout out my daughter. She's been a big motivation. Oh, her ass ain't sleep. I thought her ass was asleep. Pardon me. And a lot of other things like since Father's Day has been a lot of death, and I want to tell people it's definitely time, people, for you to live your life and dream. Do whatever you want, be who you are, and be great. Show the world your talents because you only got one shot at this thing called life. Even coming from me. And then we also have to leave behind something. We doing a whole bunch of gossiping and comparing and contrasting, but we really need to sit back and think that what are we about to pass on to the next couple generations of us? But I'm not going to drag it on for today and tonight, people. Welcome to the Streets of Entrepreneurs, and this is Tell It Like It Is Tuesday. And we will get back into a lot of other things like the app that we developed. We're in a couple hackathons. We're going to get into more teaching and talking about artificial intelligence, building businesses around it, and the whole process. Because like I said, everybody's crying about money and jobs. How about you create your own job? I know it's hard for a lot of us, and it's hard whatever environment you're in because you're around a whole bunch of, let's say, people that have no dreams, have no ambitions. Like I had to learn today from speaking to a person, people are content with that little $27 an hour, saving it up every little couple weeks to take one trip, to buy some Jordans, to take some pictures on the internet. And if anything ever happens, that's all we got to show for it. Just think about it. What do you have to show for? Them jobs definitely ain't coming to help you babysit them kids. Say nah, play to play. But stay tuned for more, and they're not even about that. They about to be obsolete. I'm watching, want to tell people, I'm watching the guys and people that invented this technology and the kids that has helped running this technology. I'm 36. Half the co-founders of these AI platforms are not even in my age bracket. They're between the ages of 21 and maybe 30. You have to think about that. One of the founders, I think it was Perplexity, was talking about how he can see how he really can see the future, but he can see how the future of corporate America will never be the same. Meaning, If I have a whole bunch of super data centers to where everything is about to be automated and connected to a internet system and a computer, what do I need human intervention for? That's the message for the day. Love y'all. Get y'all some sleep and some rest. I'll be up bright and early tomorrow for y'all. But what we're going to get in tomorrow is the credit app, fixing your credit, business, and building things with this technology to get ahead. A lot of people are telling us that still play consumers, and it's time for us to be the consumed. Stay tuned for more from the Street Entrepreneur. And that's not me farting, that's my cheer. You hear it? I know people are going to be on here like, he was over here farting. No, and I'm exhausted. And the rat, you hear the ratchets outside? Mm. Let's get it started. And shout out my doggy Peanut. She with me. She done hurt herself. So we gotta get her some medical attention. Shout out everybody that hit the chat too. Yeah, let's see what we got. Alright, so shout out Ito 10. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but shout out everybody that hit the chat. YouTube, shout you out too. We gotta see how the stream look on YouTube. But stay more tuned for more from the street.